Hello and welcome to the Bustworthy YouTube page. I am your host, Matt Hartman, founder of the Bustworthy YouTube page, and today we are going to be doing a 2 round mock draft. Final mock draft Monday until next year. I mean, this is crazy to think the draft season's almost over. The draft is almost here, but it's exciting nonetheless. So I haven't done a 2 round mock draft yet on this channel, where I pick for all 32 teams. So I'm gonna go through organically through every pick. I'm gonna try and not slow it down too much, and talk about every pick in depth as I would. But I mean, I can't help it sometimes. So, um, I mean, let's get right into it. So, the first pick, um, it seems like we're just gonna click start the draft. It seems like the Panthers are leaning Bryce Young, which I feel like everyone has said would be the eventual number one pick is talking themselves into Bryce Young. I'm still in the camp that I believe it could be CJ Stroud. I really do. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just me reading into the tea leaves of when they first traded up. It just felt like everything aligned perfectly for it to be CJ Stroud. And now that we're at this point, I think everyone's just going, well, they're going to take Bryce Young because he's the best player. Um, and now we have these new numbers coming out with CJ Stroud and that he's a bad, what is it, the quarterback S2 test. He graded in the 18th percentile, and Bryce Young was in the 98th percentile. Those numbers could be fake, realistically. Like, those could be fake numbers. But for the sake of realism, I'm going to keep it with what I believe is going to happen, and I think it's going to be Bryce Young. At this point, I still believe that if Carolina, like we heard a few months ago, if Carolina is truly in a state where they like multiple guys, like, and they want to recoup some draft assets, who's better to call than the Houston Texans and basically get them on the phone and say, hey, how much do you want Bryce Young? If you want him bad enough, come and get him. We are willing to deal. It's just going to cost you a pretty penny because, I mean, it's Bryce Young. It's the best quarterback in the class, and they know it. And if you don't trade up to get him, you're not getting him because we're going to take him. So I think that's still realistically on the table and might happen. But let's get into pick two. I'm going to go with CJ Stroud. I know all the rumors that they want to go edge rusher. They love Will Anderson. They just want to get Will Anderson on the team and figure out quarterback later. I don't think you can do that. I think you got to get the quarterback, and it's C.J. Stroud. Personally, it's the second best quarterback. Like, they haven't even. I don't even think they met with Anthony Richardson. I think they've met with Will Levis, but that's more talking about the 12th overall pick. So I don't know. Um, Cardinals. I'm definitely gonna trade out of this pick, and I keep doing it, so I don't know if I should keep doing it. Like, it's the Falcons. Maybe add some parity to this mock draft, but I keep having the Falcons straight up um, to number three because it just makes so much sense injecting Anthony Richardson into that offense right away. Um, he immediately reaches his floor as a runner, with the possibility of hitting a Lamar Jackson MVP season level ceiling at that with his rushing ability. So I keep doing it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just gonna force the trades. Like, I'm not gonna get into, you know, a bunch of stuff. Well, I do have to trade the 44th pick because I just realized I'm doing a 2 round mock draft. So let's just force this trade. Um, but the Falcons come up, get their quarterback, figure it out, and now it leaves the Colts in this situation that I keep seeing them left in, because if they don't go up to three, why would Arizona take a trade package from the Colts over, say, the Falcons, who are willing to come up from a deeper spot? It's just like the Panthers and the Bears. The Bears were, of course, going to accept the ninth overall pick because they're going to recoup more quantity rather than, maybe quality. And that's really what you want in the NFL draft is just more shots to take rather than, oh, here's this first, here's our fourth and 35 and whatever else we can get. So um, that's why I believe I don't know if the Colts are going to come up and get him. Um, but for the sake of realism, the Colts love Will Levis. Oh, it pains me to do it. I really don't like taking Will Levis at this spot, but I can't think of another way that the Colts get a quarterback unless it's Hendon Hooker, and I want to, I want to switch it up rather than keep doing the same mock over and over. So, but yeah, this makes it easy. It's Will Anderson, maybe the best player in this class behind Bijan Robinson. I would believe. Just makes way too much sense. And now it makes an interesting Detroit Lions pick because now you all of a sudden have Jalen Carter on the board. You have Devin Witherspoon, who everyone keeps mocking, including me. Peter Skoronski, who can be an instant inject guard, and Tyree Wilson, who projects as an ultra athlete at edge rusher. So I mean, you could do so many things, and even Christian Gonzalez is up for debate. So, I'm just gonna go with what the Lions should do, and that's take the best player on the board, Jalen Carter. You just deal with it. You get the best player, and you go from there. So, I'm just gonna do that. Then the Raiders. The Raiders kind of again need some talent. Need to get some talent in there. I'm gonna go with my CB1. I'm gonna go Christian Gonzalez. I could realistically see someone from like the 7 to 9 range because all these teams need to recoup even more draft capital than they already have, because 2 of these teams traded down. But if someone loves Tyree Wilson, which is a very, very good possibility, someone I believe will come up and get him. So that's something to keep in mind. But the Cardinals, I think you got the player you wanted. I think you want to trade down from 3 to 8 here with the hopes of getting Devin Witherspoon. So, in the mock trade I had with the Falcons, I had him getting number 8, 2 seconds, I think a 4th, and Casey Hayward is the trade. So maybe that's not enough in your mind. I just didn't. If I'm the Falcons, I don't want to give up a first round pick in next year, just because I don't think Anthony Richardson moves the needle that crazy for them to not be picking in the top 15 again. So I don't know. The Bears, man. I'm gonna go with Skoronski. Just keep doing get the best player on the board. Get your best 5 on the field, first at offensive line, and then figure it out later. So that's really what I'm thinking at that point is you just figure it out. And now we're at a spot. Someone's going to come up for Tyree Wilson. I am projecting I'm going to do the Patriots. I think I did this trade. I did this trade just the other in my mock, but it's going to be for a different player. It's going to be for Tyree Wilson. I really like the Patriots coming up and just getting either their pick of tackle or their pick of edge, just to not risk it here. I feel like Tyree Wilson's definitely if Tyree Wilson drops to 12, I think he would go there. I think he realistically could go here. The Titans, I'm gonna go with my next highest rated tackle, go Paris Johnson. I think either way they could go either Ohio State player, and it would make sense. So yeah, but I'm just getting offensive line help, to immediately replace Taylor Lewan. So just keep moving. This one gets crazy. I think C.J. Stroud, he gets his tango partner. I think JSN follows him to the Texans. I think just him falling to the spot. This is kind of storyline written more than anything, more than need, I think. But realistically, like, how did the board shake up for them? There's no premier edge rusher. Even if I really like Lucas Van Ness at 12, it's rich, and I keep mocking him in the top 10 just because I like him so much and I project him so high. Um, but yeah, this one, it keeps happening and I keep doing it, but it just continues to just make too much sense. Like, Darnell Wright projects as a guard to me more than anything. Anton Harrison, I don't think he's a top 25 player in this draft. And then you get to Broderick Jones, who has quite possibly the highest ceiling of any tackle in this draft, maybe, just because of his athletic gifts. So a lot of people keep doing that, so I'm going to keep doing that. A lot of people I trust, and a lot of people trusted within the draft coverage keep doing it. The Eagles trading down, there was a reason. Do I take Bijan? I've done it so many times, and I keep explaining it. Do I just switch it up? Do I have some fun? Like, what else is on the board? Like a nickel safety and Brian Branch? I don't think they would do that at 14. Kalijah Cansey, like, there's not a tackle on the board. I took all the top 3 tackles in the top 15. Unless you're in love with Darnell Wright, you move him inside to guard. Man, I don't know. Nolan Smith would be fun. Miles Murphy would make a lot of sense, but I think you could. The edge class is so loaded. You could get someone at. I'm gonna keep doing it. I tried to talk myself out of it just to be different, but I keep putting Bijan Robinson to the Eagles because he's the missing link. He's the missing piece. You can just put him on the Eagles team now. If your object is to win the Super Bowl this year, that is your goal. That is what you want to do. You can continue to just keep beefing up your team and getting an instant starter, an instant top 10 back realistically in Bijan Robinson, while still sustaining, those change of pace backs in Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott. It just and if you want Bijan Robinson to be an every down back on a drive to win the game, like, you can do that too. So it just continues to just make too much sense that I'll keep mocking it. The Packers, again, this is like, if JSN isn't on the board, they need a middle of the field stretcher, and if JSN isn't on the board, then it's Dalton Kincaid. I keep doing it. Like, I think that might be a trend, as I'll keep saying that. I keep doing it, but yeah. And then we have a choice. We have a choice for the Commanders. It's really whatever flavor of corner you want. Do you want Deonte Banks, who is let's go to first look, who's 6 foot 197, incredible athlete, or do you want Joey Porter, who is 6 foot 2, about 198, 200, who is super physical down the field? Like, it's really just about a flavor thing. So I'm gonna go with Joey Porter, and maybe that makes the pick hard for 17. I mean, I don't know. The Steelers needs tackle, linebacker, and DB. Do I just plug and play? Like, do I go with Darnell Wright and just you figure it out? You figure out where to put him. I don't know. Keep Kalijah Cansey in state like you did with your last year's first round pick. Take Kalijah Cansey and then trade back up and get Jordan Addison. Keep the Pittsburgh roots going. Do you just take the best player on the board? You just take Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks, just a stud athlete of a corner. The Lions at 18. This is where it gets weird. What did I have them taking? Jalen Carter. Why did I almost say Jordan Davis? Because it's too freaky Georgia D linemen. That's why. I don't know. I was thinking Lucas Van Ness. I think they could go receiver. I think I've mocked Zay Flowers here before. And I do a ton of mocks, so, like, don't read into it that much. Tight end is Michael Mayer's kind of rich here. Brian Branch also really rich, and I really like him. Miles Murphy about the range he would go. Um, yeah, I'm gonna stick Miles Murphy. Just get an athletic edge who could do whatever you want. Have him be a good run defender. He could be in on run downs, and James Houston is on pass downs, and kind of rotate him in and out. Just really beef up the trenches on the D line. Is what they're doing. I mean, they have 2 second-round picks too, so they can do whatever the hell they want, and it'll be a good idea. So, um, the Buccaneers. I think I mocked Brian Branch here in my last mock. Um, he fell super far, so I'm gonna go Lucas Van Ness. I think Lucas Van Ness makes a lot of sense there. Um, you know, I think him and Miles Murphy are graded very similar for me. Both super high-end athletes, with, you know, you know, that speed to power, um, that speed to power kind of figured out, but needs to be maxed out at the next level. Um, the Seahawks. I've seen a lot of like Quentin Johnston's good here. Like, he is ranked so high on the board. Like, I like Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison here. I just think they have bigger needs. Like, I think realistically, like, losing Gabe Jackson, they need a guard. I have 37.52, so I don't have to do that, but that's definitely on the table. What did I take it? I took Will Anderson at 5, so I don't need to take an edge. Man, I just did that whole spiel to just like take a receiver, because Zay Flowers just feels too good to be true here. So yeah, gonna go Zay Flowers. The Chargers. This one is like super rich and super like, it's Jalen Hyatt. I don't know. Like, I just want to I just want to get Jalen Hyatt on this team. Like, that's it. He brings the two skill sets they need at receiver with a quarterback like Justin Herbert, and that's ball tracking and speed down the field. Like, he is just the perfect injection immediately. That I'm like, just put him on the field to go be a Z receiver. Like, he's super hard to project, but if you just have him his rookie year, just do his one skill set, a few times a game, and stretch the field. Like, I feel like that's gonna work out. So, I don't know. That's just me. The Ravens. I've mocked a lot of Quentin Johnston to them. I think Brian Branch would make a lot of sense. Well, no, they do play Kyle Hamilton in that role, in that nickel role. I'm gonna get Nolan Smith, just to inject Nolan Smith here, just to put Nolan Smith in the Ravens defensive scheme, just to see what they can mess around with. Is this a nightmare for the Vikings? All like the four corners are gone. The quarterbacks didn't even have a chance to fall. Just like Kalijah Kancey makes a lot of sense here, even though I don't particularly like him. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I paused the draft because I paused the recording because I didn't know if I wanted to make a trade. But I'm looking at it like who would want to come up. Like, if someone loves Quentin Johnston, that would make sense. But I'm just gonna stick and pick, take Brian Brzee out of Clemson, and then the Jaguars. Everyone just keeps mocking Brian Branch here. I don't think they do it. I think Brian Branch is gonna just continue to fall. If Dax Hill, who is more athletic than Brian Branch, falls, I have a feeling Brian Branch is going to fall. Like, Xavier McKinney a few years ago fell out of the first round out of Bama. Nickelbacks just don't go high. They just in this world. Safeties and nickelbacks as a general like group just don't go high. So I'm gonna go. They don't need Quentin Johnston. Guard, center, edge, and DB is their need. Do I just take Darnell Wright, plug him in at guard? Just like we'll figure it out. Yeah, let's do that. The Giants, the receivers fell, so it makes it really easy for me to just pick a receiver, but I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it as much of a need as everyone else sees it. I think a good corner would make a lot of sense. Tyreek Stevenson, a little early for him too, but I think he would, the way he's so refined in press technique, I think that would be a great pick for Wink Martindale's scheme, so I'm gonna go with that. Here, like, I've thought about Jahmyr Gibbs, just getting a playmaker, just Dallas getting a playmaker, figuring it out with him and Tony Pollard. Neither one, but neither one is really a gap scheme running back, so I'm gonna go Kalijah Kancey. Just, can this team get one more, defensive tackle in the rotation that can pass, like, rush the passer? Like, go and get someone out of, like, get someone in free agency. Like, just find a way to get someone who could be on the field instead of Osa Umenyiora. Odigizua. I just thought of a random Giants player from from the 2000s. Osa Umenyiora was on the Giants, and Osa Odigizua is on the Cowboys. Okay. All right. Figured it out. Thank you. The Bills. Let's just pick Jordan Addison. Just two guys I didn't have in my first round last mock draft. I think they'd probably end up there. The Bengals, I keep doing the stick and pick with Michael Mayer. It just continues to make too much sense. But let's have fun and go Quentin Johnston, because why not? I don't know. Just have some fun. You can move him around anywhere. It gives you more free to just put Jamar Chase in the slot and do whatever he wants. The Saints. This is how the board shook up for my Saints. I'm going to keep doing it. I love this pick too much that, like, as a fan, I keep doing. Adebaware at 29, I love. He just fits the Saints mold of pass rushing D lineman, and while having a super high RAS score, so makes too much sense. And look at this. Somehow Brian Branch falls to 30 and the Eagles can pick him and just find a way to get him on the field. Whether it's playing over the top safety like he did with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, whether do they still have Avonte Maddox? I don't know how long he's extended for, if he's a free agent after this year. Maybe that pick doesn't make sense. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there you go. And then we get to the Chiefs. Is it just plug Will McDonald? Yeah, my favorite edge rusher on the board. Makes a lot of sense. So let's just do that. The Steelers. What did I have them taking? Do they just take Anton Harrison? Take the best tackle on the board. You leave the first 2 days. I think they have a 3rd round pick. You get your 2 biggest needs in the top 32 picks. Like, there you go. The Texans, they need a center as a team need. I'm going to go based heavily on these team needs, by the way. I'm just going to point that out. That's what I'm going to do. I think the D line value is good on the board, like Mozzie Smith, something like that. You go Jahmyr Gibbs. That'd be a fun compliment to Dameon Pierce. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Mozzie, or I don't know. I'm gonna go FAU. I'm gonna go Felix Anaduke Uzoma. I really like him. Uh, if they're willing to go Will Anderson at 2, I think they should be willing to go FAU at 33. Um, the Cardinals, still everything. It's still everything. Let's just get a high value position. Let's get DeJuan Jones. Because Kelvin Beacham's getting older. Rodney Hudson, even though he's a center, he's getting older. If he didn't retire already, I really don't know. I can't remember. The Colts. I like Josh Downs here. I like a receiver here. Cedric Tillman. They have a Cedric Tillman at 89. It's a little low for me. Corner. What's the corner value on the board? Yeah, alright, let's go Julius Brents. Yeah, Julius Brents. Keep the Kansas State guys coming off the board. He's just super long and athletic. I think that's what the Colts value. Just put him on the outside. The Rams. What are the Rams haven't needed everything. Running back is their top need according to PFF. That seems a little weird to me. Who are their guards? I can see Osiris Torrance. They have Joe Noteboom and Rob Havenstein as tackles. I think they drafted a guy last year, Logan Bruss. I don't think he played. Brian Allen, I think, is still their center. Like, I'm trying to justify an Osiris Torrance pick. I'm gonna go BJ Ojolari. Immediate Leonard Floyd replacement. Now we're at the Seahawks. Who did I take? Took Zay. I took Will Anderson. So, kind of giving them the free. Look at, he's still here. Look at that. I mean, come on. Come on, it's just too good. The Raiders. Do I pick Hendon Hooker here? Does Hendon Hooker make sense here? I mean, makes sense here, but do I want to pick him is the question. I don't know. It's their top need, so I'm gonna trust PFF and go Hendon Hooker here. I think it's just so that the algorithm, when you do like different teams, understand that if you trade them up, then they'll pick a quarterback. I think that's the only reason. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But I don't think quarterback's their number one need. But I think at 38 he makes a lot of sense. With the way the league is, the way it's circulating around NFL rumors, that Hendon Hooker could sneak into the first round. Daniel Jeremiah, Peter Schrager's mocking him in the first round. So yeah, I think it makes sense. Here, easy pick. It's probably Josh Downs. If there's not an edge on the board they like. Yeah, there's not really an edge I love on the board. I really like Foskey, but 39, maybe it's a little too rich. But they don't have a third, so maybe they trade down. The Saints. Oof. Michael Mayer's just falling for some reason to me. I don't know why. I just have him not picked yet, so it makes a lot of sense for the Saints to take him if he falls to 40. I promise I'm not doing this on purpose. I don't know. Maybe someone values him here, but just had him a little tumble for Michael Mayer. And then the Titans. It's receiver time. Even though I don't like any of these receivers at this value point at 41, I don't know, man. Do they have any picks in the second or in the third? Yeah, they do. So I don't think I'm pressured to take one. Um, Paid Jeffrey Simmons. They lost David Long. I could take Deion Henley. I'm gonna take. Actually, where's he at? Did I pass him? Where's? There he is, Jack Campbell. All right, I'm gonna take Jack Campbell. Why not? Um, I'm gonna trade one of these picks to the Packers for Rodgers, just because, like, I think that's. I think the Packers are gonna get this pick. I think they're gonna get one of these two picks. There was a reason the Jets did it. I think it has to get done, so I'm just gonna do that. Who do I have them taking? Probably Dalton Kincaid. Yep, I remember that. About every time I've done that. Safety. They lost Adrian Amos. I don't like any of this value right here. A guy I am in love with and might. I want the Saints to draft so bad. I think, is he a corner? Yeah, Jartavis Martin, man. I want that guy. So I don't know how he is 100 on the PFF board. I don't understand it for a second. That guy is going to be a stud. D-line, do I just go Mozzie Smith? Well, they drafted a D-lineman last year. Oof. I don't know. Take Steve Avila. I think he would make sense. Just trench play. Trying to think of their offensive line. They have Elgton Jenkins, David Bakhtiari, Josh Nyman. Josh Myers is still their center. Trying to think, am I blanking on the right guard spot and I'm just stupid? Like, I think Steve Avila is good value here. I'm gonna go Cam Smith though. Then we get to the Jets. Linebacker is their next need after tackle, and I already had them taking a tackle. Oof. Drew Sanders is I'm gonna go Drew Sanders. Just fill out their needs. If they're really competing, if they get Rodgers, they're truly in a compete now stage. So I think that makes a ton of sense. The Cardinals continue to just keep taking the best talent on the board. Who did I take? DeJuan Jones and Devin Witherspoon. I'm gonna keep the Big Ten run going. I'm gonna get Mozzie Smith. Just work out the trenches, figure it out later. Really. Do they have another pick? They do not. The Packers up again. They went Cam Smith early. They went Cam Smith just a few picks ago. I'm still thinking about Steve Avila. I'm looking at Foskey. I'm gonna take Foskey. I think Foskey fits their mold of edge rusher, just high RAS score and everything like that. It might be a little too early. I really like him. Just from an athletic mold type. Preston Smith's not going to be there much longer. I think it's just they like taking guys ahead of time rather than filling needs. So go with Foskey. The Patriots. I had them trade up, right? Take Tyree Wilson. What is the tackle situation? Do you just go Bergeron? Oof. I don't know. I like Bergeron, but I don't know about them just plugging a hole right there. Quarterback is a need for them. Is their top need. That's kind of funny to me. Why do I really like Jahmyr Gibbs here? Yeah, Patriots fans are going to hate that. You guys are going to hate Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh my god, I just realized. But, I'm just thinking about if you can have Jahmyr Gibbs and Ramondre Stevenson on the field at the same time, you have a true zone gap runner, and you have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's just a playmaker you can get, and, like, look at the playmakers on the board. I don't think any of them are going to be as impactful as Jahmyr Gibbs right away. So I think that makes a ton of sense. I still think DeAndre Hopkins makes a ton of sense, but I think that's a name that we're going to hear get called as traded on draft night. I think DeAndre Hopkins is 100% going to be traded on draft night. They just need to work out the Cardinals just need to figure it out and pay him most of the money. I'm going to go steal Avila here. It makes a ton of sense. And then we get to the Lions. Oof. Tight end. Ooh, I know a tight end. Darnell Washington. I really like that pick. Yeah. Darnell Washington. So they leave. I think they still have another pick, don't they? Yeah, they still have another pick. Their 3 picks are the Lions so far have Jalen Carter, Myles Murphy, and Darnell Washington. Oof. Athletic freaks, studs after stud in that. Then the Steelers up again, kind of just getting their pick of the mold, whatever you want. Linebacker is a need. I don't know. I feel like they've tried with Deion Henley. His name was just Devin Bush, and it didn't work out. So I don't know how I feel about that. Oof. Sam Laporta. No, they have Freiermuth. Man, I don't know. Man. This is tough. This is a tough place to pick. Because I don't know what they need. I don't know what they're going to value here. I'll just go Deion Henley just to fill a need. Just because it makes a ton of sense. The Bucks. I think did I have Nolan Smith? No, I had Lucas Van Ness. Tight end is a top need. Quarterback. Quarterback. The quarterbacks just didn't fall the right way unless you're willing to take Jake Haener in the second. I don't see the value. I don't see that happening. They just beef up the trenches. Yeah, go with Bergeron. Yeah, the best tackle on the board. Miami is seething because they probably wanted him a lot. It's okay. They have a big need at tight end, so I'm gonna go Luke Musgrave. Just continue the fast, the fast trend, the vertical stretchability trend. If they go Luke Musgrave. The Seahawks again. I didn't realize the Seahawks also have 4 top 52 picks, two first, 2 seconds. Wow, they could really do whatever they want too. Cyrus Torrance, Zay Flowers, and then of course Will Anderson. Ooh, it's a good draft. I really like that draft. What else do you want to add here? Let's just keep adding to the D-line. Let's go Keanu Benton. I really like that. Makes a ton of sense. I think just putting more and more bodies on the field, it makes a ton of sense. The Bears, I had them taking tackle. They need a center, so let's finally have John Michael Schmitz come off the board. The Giants are probably upset about that. Realistically, could the Chargers get Jalen Hyatt at 54? Maybe. Me taking him where I did is really just me making sure I get the player. Emmanuel Forbes kind of falls, so I think if you put Emmanuel Forbes in Brandon Staley's defense, where he's not going to let anything get behind him, he's just not a man-to-man cover corner because he's so thin, he's so lean. So I feel like if you just put him in those quarters off man coverages where he's not letting anything get past him, I think he would really work out. And it's just more speed. Like, that's going to be the trend of the draft for the Chargers. Just keep adding speed. Then we get to the Lions. I'm going to go receiver because of the news about Jameson Williams, even though it's 6 games, so it doesn't super affect him, but I just love putting Cedric Tillman on this team because you give him a true X. You have a true Z in Jameson Williams. You have a true every down slot, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think you're just mixing an X. And I think if you're getting Cedric Tillman, you're banking on him becoming the X. Because Josh Reynolds is still there, so I think he still maintains that role. But I think Cedric Tillman could come in and immediately light the world on fire. He's so good. Is he the better Tennessee receiver? Not in this mock draft. Who do I want to go here? Do I want to go edge? I'm going to go DJ Turner. I didn't take... Yeah, I took Darnell Wright. I didn't take a nickel in Brian Branch before. So DJ Turner makes a lot of sense. Very, very athletic, speedy nickelback out of Michigan. The Giants. Do I just plug Joe Tippmann here? I didn't take a center before. They need to get a center. Take the center. The Cowboys. Running back. I really like Charbonnet here. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that. I didn't even think about that. Charbonnet would make a lot of sense. Just being able to put him in there, be the gap, the zone runner. Just Zeke with more juice, really. I think they weigh realistically the same. They're kind of built the same way, so makes a lot of sense. The Bills. Who did I have? Did I have Addison? Yep. I'm gonna go Cody Mock. Just to give them an every can do all tackle / guard / did snaps at the Senior Bowl as center. Plug and play. If they're really going for it, like all these teams, most of these teams are, except the Bears, are, just fill needs here and with your top 60 picks and then go from there. Yeah, Cody Mock can do whatever you want, so I think that makes a lot of sense. If you want him to replace Spencer Brown, you can. Want to move him inside, you can. Who'd I take? Yeah, Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston. I forgot about that. Do I go tight end here? Because I didn't before. I mean, it's Sam Laporta. I'm going to go Sam Laporta. Just continue to add to their firepower. Their firepower at in the receiving corps. So, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. The Bears, again, keep adding talent wherever you can. I had them taking John Michael Schmitz and Tyree Wilson. No, I didn't have them taking Tyree Wilson. Pierce Garansky. So doubled up on on O line. So I gotta go a different route. The receivers, I could see a Michael Wilson here. That would make some sense. I'm not a huge fan of Tuli Tuilopu, but that might be the pick. I want to get. I think this should be the trench draft for them. Just keep punching at them. Just keep punching at the trenches all draft long. He's the best trench player on the board. Then Eagles. I had Jahmyr Gibbs. Or no. I had Bijan and Brian Branch. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Figured it out. The man. Do I want to go Nathaniel? Do I go Tank Dell here? Just add some speed? Do I go Tyler Scott to add the speed? I like Tyler Scott, but man, second round is rich for me. Second round is rich. Don't they have a Herbig? Or no, he signed somewhere else. Let's go Chandler Zavala. I like that. Okay. Chandler Zavala is kind of an underrated guard, gaining press. This is a guy who could come in and step in right away and be a pick. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles love drafting a year early, so their O-line keep getting older, you know, like Jason Kelsey's the greatest center of all time, and Lane Johnson is an amazing tackle, might be the best in the league, but both of them are at 35 or older, I want to say, so they just keep getting older. So, the Chiefs took Will McDonald. What am I thinking they need? Antonio Johnson would make some sense. Put him in the slot. I think they lost Juan Thornhill. Replaces him. There we go. All right. Well, that's a 2-round mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't do as many trades as I was thinking I was going to do because I feel like I paused during the Vikings one because I was going to look it over, and that ended up taking like 3 minutes. So I just thought, let's not do trades. So I didn't. Full results, I could go through at each pick. I'm not going to. If you want to see who your team selected, then just skim through and you'll see there's not really any trades. But that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed. Draft is on Thursday. I'm not going to be streaming or doing a draft show on here, but I will be doing I will be on as a guest on the draft show for the Pigskin Project, so go check them out if you want to hear me talk about likely the Saints picks, or if a major move happens, maybe I'll go on there to talk a major move. I don't know, like last year, AJ Brown got moved while I was on there, so I got to talk about that with them. But yeah, that's it for me. Nothing really else to say, except, you know, it's almost over. It's sad, draft season's almost over, but that means the draft is almost here, and the draft is awesome. So, thank you. If you enjoyed, please drop a like. I would really appreciate it. Really helps the algorithm. Really helps if you drop a like for it to get to all the draft fanatics who want to see my mock draft, who want to see what a random guy on the internet says about their team and who they should draft and why I'm wrong. So, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. I feel like I'm just rambling now, so I'm going to cut the video. Thank you. Peace. See you in the next one.